Hey, man, let's keep this thing moving along. Appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Maylou said, thinking Jalen Smith is going to be like that or that Billy Donovan isn't the problem, is just crazy. He had a team in OKC and didn't do nothing. I mean, he didn't win an NBA championship, but they made a West Conference Finals, didn't they?
Yeah, Billy Donovan, as a
think it's
underachieving
with that type of talent.
They were at the time. I mean, listen, only one team can win. He lost to one of the greatest dynasties of all time.
Hey, we might actually see Billy Donovan be better at coaching. He's always been good with
listen,
people.
only one team can win. But with that logic, there was no good players at any other era except Kobe, Tim Duncan,
Billy Donovan,
Michael Jordan.
Worst seasons as a coach have all been
with the Bulls.
Jersey.
Have all been with the Bulls. Now,
talent.
I'm not saying he's not part of the problem, but I don't think that he's the total problem. I look at the roster construction and stuff like that. Let's keep this thing moving along, though, because apparently Zach Lavine has no trade market whatsoever. We heard a trade come across from Chris Haynes that the Chicago Bulls tried to trade Zach Lavine to the Golden State Warriors, who have been turning down some trades. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, Warriors fans might be pissed with Mike Dunleavy after this, with how some of these names have been turned down. But that a trade is in the works, or was in the works, I should say, that would have sent back Chris Paul and Andrew Wiggins to the Chicago Bulls, basically taking back more money, which means there probably was some kind of draft compensation connected there. I would hope probably just that Portland pick. But the Warriors said no. The Warriors said, we are good. We don't need them. We don't want them. And from last week, when we talked about the Zach Lavine trade market, we had heard that 15 teams had been on the phone with the Chicago Bulls about Zach Lavine. We had heard that there were deals being thrown out all over the place. Jeez. And Zach Lavine is still here. And it seems like all of these deals are telling you that the league does not want Zach Lavine.
Wow. And Wiggins is 29. We couldn't even get it. They couldn't go younger.
Bro, they could have got
Zach
younger.
Is 27?
Zach is 28, I think now.
Oh, just a year younger then.
Bro, but like as far as a score that would fit that team, if healthy,
I'm looking
they're the same
into
age.
this a
He's
little
29.
more because I see the trade with Andrew Wiggins and Chris Paul, but for that to happen, they would have had to get, like, Chris Paul had a fully guaranteed $30 million contract.
The Warriors would have had to guarantee something. Yes,
they couldn't have done that.
Right.
So I think this is more about how they could have gotten it done, didn't really work out for them. Not, we don't want Zach. And I think that's the problem with the narrative. It's a lot of people saying they don't want Zach, as opposed to it's hard to make this money work with the confines that they have.
It's a combination of things. It's the combination of him not being a winning player. It's a combination of him having a $40 million contract per year. It's a combination of him having these injuries he constantly keeps happening. And then when the team is looking to try to make a deal for you, you get surgery by trade deadline. And so it's like this back and
they got to go sign Tobias Harris. That was nuts. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he just got paid.
That was nuts.
He just got paid 2 years, $52 million.
Bro,
so it's
Tobias Harris is the Kirk Cousins of the NBA. He is going to make over $300 million in his career. And he's a good player. He's a good player. He's good. But you would not think he's a $300 million player.
But
he's solid.
The contract he's on now is technically
he's like Chris Middleton.
2 year, $27 million.
Yeah, that's $52 million. So it's 26.5, whatever. Like, it's not a bad
deal. But Chris Middleton ain't worth his contract either.
I'm just saying, but a solid guy.
Joe,
like, you're not mad.
I don't even like the Bucks, and
what do you say?
He not Chris Middleton, bro.
Okay,
Chris Middleton lives close.
Nah, he
Jesus Christ. All I'm saying is he's a solid. He's just a solid.
You making me defend the Bucks.
In the chat, by the way.
Hey, listen. I don't care about Tobias Harris, but you be making some wild comparisons. I like a lot.
I'm just saying he's a good player.
The part about Zach's contract,
Joe be like, Javon Carter's story is shades of Kobe Bryant.
Oh no! See, now you should be shot for that. I would never say that.
And then it just be like,
what are we doing here?
And he'd be like, well, I'm not saying it's Kobe, but the story.
The part with
bro, that's how Joe. You know what Joe is? Joe, the dude that came up with he's the Michael Jordan of Chris Middleton's. He's that guy. That's how he compare players. That's how he compare all his players.
No, I'm not.
The part about Zach
Leave me
Lavine's
alone.
contract that gets most people is everyone's overlooking the fact that he has a $48 million player option at the end of his contract.
Yep. That he will opt into.
Yeah, oh yeah, you best believe. You're giving me my money, baby.
Hey, kid,
I'm getting all my ducats.
I can see
Anyway,
your soul with them glasses on, dog. I can see everything you're doing.
yeah, I'm looking at you.
No, but I can see you looking at me with through them glasses. It's
There
so
you go,
reflective.
There you go. Got to do the aesthetics here. Anyway,
I can see the laptop. What you looking at?
looking at me. Looking at you.
That's hilarious.
What is wrong with you? What
I have no
comedian
idea.
now?
We have
No, I'm just saying the glasses is like reflective. It's all get out. Let's
You
go
can't
ahead.
see
Hey,
everything.
that man,
Yeah.
hey, that man said, ice cream.
That's such a shot, Calvin. God dang it. Anyway.
All right, go ahead. Anyway, here we
I
go.
lost
Here
the
we
thought
Got the
now.
soul of
Anyway,
that old kid.
all I'm saying is this: $48 million for Zach Lavine in 2027. The way that the contracts are stacking up, that's the hardest part there. I don't think it has anything else to do but that final year right there, because everything else is on par for what he's worth in the market.
I think it's more. Listen, Zach Lavine is the losingest player that the NBA has right now.
Dang. No, that's real.
Zach Lavine is he has the worst win
It's not even
percentage
shade.
of any NBA player that's played over
Congratulations.
500
You
games.
played yourself.
That's not his fault.
We can say
Well,
that.
he went to
Hey,
Minnesota.
hey, we
Hey,
can say
to
that,
the
but the
Timberwolves,
conversation
It's probably
is
based on the amount of games. Right?
it's over 500 games. We can say that, but you also have to take into account, okay, how did he impact winning at that time?
Mm-hmm.
If you're a player who is even a number two, right? Jimmy Butler, people thought of as a number two. He impacted winning.
Yeah.
Right now, he ended up turning into a number one. But when people were like, oh, he's a number two guy, he impacted winning. The Bulls were still able to go out there and win games. Now, Jim Boylan is here. He was also in Minnesota. That does make a difference. But even when we saw Zach Lavine come back on the court with DeMar DeRozan, the winning impact went the other direction. Usually there was something where it was like, we're not playing defense as hard now. We're not scoring as much. Our pace is going the other. Something that happened when he got on the court went the other way. And so I do wonder if Zach Lavine if teams are looking at that and looking over the career and saying, listen, we just don't believe that when you're on the court, your team gets better.
And the other thing about that too that I wanted to bring up is the best time that we actually saw him at his full percentage for what he could be is when Patrick Beverly was here for half a season.
When somebody was on his heels.
Just shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Just shoot the ball.
Shoot the J.
I mean, the best
Shoot
we saw
it.
of him was when Lonzo was healthy.
Nah, because when
problem I have with
Beverly
that-
was here, that was 30, 35, 40.
No, you're talking about his numbers. I'm talking about him impacting winning and actually being on a team that was moving forward.
The problem I have with that though is, you know who also has a very poor win percentage over 500 games? He's on the team right now.
Kobe?
Nikola Vucevic.
Oh,
Nikola
he was on bad teams.
Those Magic teams was already
contract
bad.
teams
was bad. Yeah.
And the one team that made the playoffs was purely because of Vooch.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Yeah,
back
The
then.
one Magic team that made the playoffs before they just got there this year was because Nikola Vucevic was a dog that season and balled out. So he impacted winning.
But he had better teams than
Who?
Zach had.
No, Vooch didn't have.
That Orlando team? First off, they made the playoffs to go get 4-0.
No,
but
we didn't.
Time
No, we
out,
didn't.
Time out.
Look at the roster.
You're talking not just the names, because everyone looks at the names.
I mean,
People who don't really watch the game would say, look at all these people there. All right, what really happened that season? Injuries, all this stuff, and then who you face, right? Like, realistically, the way that worked out, Zach, for the most part, didn't have a good team except for the last 2-3 years.
And every time
And then he got hurt.
And every time Zach Lavine was on the court with that new team, I'm even taking this time. That still goes into it. Every time he was on the court with his new team, that team got worse.
Yeah, that's bad. But that's been the big knock on him the whole
look
time.
at last season. Look at last season. When Zach Lavine was on the floor, they won the first game and lost the next 9 or 10.
And then won.
Zach Lavine went out. They won the next 11.
Yeah.
Zach Lavine came back. They won 2 and then lost the next 5. Zach Lavine went back out and they kind of got it back on track in middle day way through.
When he came back.
No, they lost more than they won. It was 2-7, if anything.
We got a new word of the day.
What is that?
Clort.
Clort?
It's
Who said that one?
You did.
A clear court. Hey, yeah, no, bro. This is the playoff team. DJ Augustine, Mo Bamba, Kim Birch, Michael Carter Williams, Evan Fournier, Nikola Vucevic,
Fournier could hoop.
Jerry and Grant, Jonathan Isaac, who played no time on the floor.
Did like me some DJ Augustine.
And
I like DJ. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Aaron Gordon. That's the you.
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, you know.
That contest, Aaron Gordon.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know that's where he started.
That's where he started.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but he was still dunk contest Aaron Gordon.
Guy who like in the run like was a major impact for them to win the chip.
No, not that guy.
No, not that
it
guy.
wasn't that guy.
It was different.
That's the thing. That's the thing. When you look at it, it literally wasn't that guy.
But you know what? It's a lot.
I remember because I was like, oh, Aaron Gordon might be the next one up, and I was like, oh, he literally just dunked. Like he hates the stigma of being called a dunker, but he just dunked. That's all he do. And then when he got to Denver, he had that one season where everybody was like,
well, he was already.
everybody was hurt, and they was like, start shooting.
Yeah.
He was like, you can shoot this whole time. But no, to me, I think here's the thing at the end of the day, right? Like when people are looking at Zach Lavine, when you look at the fact that Zach Lavine has no trade market for the Chicago Bulls, that means that you're in a bad situation right now because the Bulls don't want him. The league don't want him. So what are you going to do? And now you're in this spot where you have to kind of try and mend a relationship. To me, the best way to describe it is right where, well, you know, your marriage is over, but you in it for the kids.
Jesus. Also, just living.
Y'all both just walking around, living together,
living roommates.
You know what I mean?
Man.
That's crazy.
And I think that's where the Bulls are with this. But here's the thing: even some of those marriages can be salvaged. Is there any way that you think the addition of Josh Giddey, a point guard, who comes in and maybe gives you some of that offensively, you go in with the young talent of Jalen Smith and stuff like that, a team that's more willing to run? Is there any way that a team with Zach Lavine works?
Yes.
Moving forward,
because
he
you have
has
to,
to be
Zach
your.
go ahead.
He has to be your third option.
No.
Because I mean, if anything, Zach can't be your number one. He can't be your number two if you want to be a winning team.
Well,
you can win with him as a number two. You're not going to win a championship, but you can win with him as a number two.
So what's funny is the biggest complaint was he got that big contract and they're paying him like a number one, but because of the way the market works, we've all said we would love him as a number three.
Yeah,
and he might end up being
based on how the Celtics moving today. He got number three money.
Yeah, the way his contract is under.
Where they get this money from, though? Where they getting all this money?
The second April don't matter to them. They like, hey,
what is that? Is that the 2nd April? Get that shit out of here.
Yeah, how much money do they get?
I think all those contracts have to be backloaded. Like they have to like offset each other.
I gotta look at it. I ain't seen.
I
how
really
none
gotta
of them
dive
break
into
down,
it because
but
I'm
those
impressed. I'm impressed. Everybody got paid. I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody but KP.
Hey, they said F it, or they said, or like Ringo said, he was like, "We paid you your money, but now we gonna trade you." Like you got your bag, but we gonna give you your bag because you want us a championship, but you can't.
What that is they're gonna run it back one more year, and then Derek White will probably be gone.
Here's my problem with this.
Derek White is crazy.
Thing. No one called Bradley Beal a second option when he was running with Russell Westbrook, but it was very clear that Russell Westbrook was more impactful on that team when it came to winning and getting them to the playoffs. No one disagrees with that, but Bradley Beal, in most people's eyes, is still a premier guard who can be a 1 or 2 on a team.
I don't believe that.
He has
I wouldn't say 1.
No,
you wouldn't say 1.
I wouldn't say 1.
I would say 2. You're right.
I would say
number
2. Well, okay, let's say 2.
Number
Let's say 2. But no one looks at him and say, "Well, Bradley Beal is a third option." They think that healthy Bradley Beal is at minimum a number 2.
Here's the biggest difference.
But Bradley Beal in
Washington,
Phoenix, literally is the third option.
I mean,
they literally think of him as he literally is the third option.
You can be the third option with a Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. I'm not no third option with a Kobe White and Patrick Williams and Josh Giddey.
I don't think if you bring him back,
a healthy Zach Lavine is a 28-point a game player. I am not no third option behind a Kobe White who just got his game together and a Patrick Williams who finally decided to shoot.
But I think
it's not happening.
The biggest problem with him is his IQ. So comparative to
the biggest problem
Bradley
is him
Beal,
being healthy. I'm not as worried about his IQ.
Yeah, but I think that's a big part of his decision making. Like the reason why they lose games is because maybe he doesn't know in the right situation, what should I do? Should I pass the ball? Should I set someone up, or should I just take the shot because it's my shot?
You know what though? I'm not gonna fault him, and I everybody always faults him for that. Zach, why'd you take that shot? That was a bad shot, Zach.
That's
you
the
shouldn't
shot
take that
I've been taking.
No, because to me, if it's your team, you take that shot, and we have watched most of the Jordan fans in the world kill LeBron for that for 20 years. We watch most fans kill the guy who is supposed to be his team, not take the shot.
Did we do 500 in the chat?
We did.
Yeah.
We did. Did we do 500 in the chat?
Yes.
I think we did.
Yeah,
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna kill the guy.
I'm not gonna kill him for taking the last shot, even if it's a tough shot, because I didn't kill Kobe for it. I didn't kill Michael for it. I don't kill LeBron when he does it. I don't kill I never kill guys who it's their team and they take the last shot, because I didn't kill Melo for it when he missed.
I don't know if it's about the last shot. It's just at key moments of you knowing when
he will
to make
throw that ball off his leg.
That's the issue of smart.
But that's not IQ.
Situational.
That's ball handling. That's not IQ.
But he doesn't do that throughout the game until the fourth quarter.
If it's consistent,
he usually throwing that ball off his leg.
Can I introduce you to somebody who's a legendary player who does it all the time? We don't talk about it because he's taken enough of those shots to kind of eclipse it. Steph Curry does it all the time. Steph Curry will give you a bad. Steph Curry gave you a bad behind the back pass to Klay Thompson in the championship
game.
And nobody sits there and say, "Why did you make that pass?" Because simple bounce pass, but you want to get cute, and now it's out of bounds and we lose. No one talks about that.
Well, that doesn't help. We don't want you doing stupid plays.
So
but how many stupid plays does he have compared to Zach though? Like those
quite a few
plays.
But it don't matter. But see that, no, but see that's the difference. That's the difference. It doesn't matter because Steph wins.
Yeah.
But Steph has the team.
This is
100%. But
because Steph didn't have the team. We saw Steph carry a very mediocre Warriors to one of the first spots to Malibu.
Yeah,
all right, but let's be clear.
They were looking at him to take the step to be in the Steph class. Him being the all-star. He came from the Olympics. He got the $250 million contract. He was supposed to be the man. And then when DeMar gets here, it's like he actually takes a step back and lets DeMar kind of do all the take the heavy load. It's like,
but see, I think that was my point.
That's a construction problem. That ain't Zach's problem.
And that's my problem with it is we look at all of these players through a lens of a team that was poorly built.
Thank you.
We look at all of these players through a lens of a team that was, once Lonzo went down, it was destined to fail. There wasn't enough spacing. You didn't have another ball handler on the team. You're sitting there trying to find point guards left and right. You can't find anybody who can just pass the ball and run an offense. The one time you do, you go out and you get Patrick Beverly. All of a sudden, the Bulls start winning some games again. They start looking a little bit better. It was a simple
and then you don't re-sign them. And then you not re-sign them.
I do think that the relationship is past.
No, not that one. He said. Steph has 4 rings. Zach barely has 4 wins in a row.
Actually, again, he's only done it, I believe, twice in his career.
That is crazy.
4 wins in a row. He's only done it twice in his career, I believe. I may be wrong on that one, but it's not a lot.
But hey, listen, Steph without the supporting cast does not have a good record. I want people to understand.
It is a combination.
And we've seen the season with Steph carrying the team by himself. It was a very bad season. He looked great. It was a very bad season. Let's not do that. Let's not do the anecdotal.
No, but
it's not an apples to apples conversation.
I understand that, but Steph still got his team to the playoffs.
Steph didn't get that team to the playoffs. They was on the first.
No, they got to the play-in.
So we added some additional games for the 10th seed, which you so by default failed to because everybody else was just so piss poor. You didn't win it. It was a consolation prize.
I hear you, but they also are in the West, and I believe they still had a above 45 win record that season.
They were not.
How many wins did they have that year?
Are you talking about when Klay and Draymond got hurt?
When Klay and Draymond went down, because that's the year they made the play-in tournament. But I still believe that was above 45 win team. It's the Western Conference, though. If I'm not mistaken. I may be mistaken on that. But to me, that's not even the same because Steph still puts you in a position to make the playoffs and win. Like Zach hasn't done that when the supporting cast wasn't there. Zach hadn't done that when the supporting cast is there. Like that's a poor comparison to me because you've seen Zach Lavine with weapons on his team. And yes, the team was poorly put together, just like that Golden State team was, but
I don't know. I hate when we kill players like this because I've seen Dwayne Wade go from 30 points a game to one of the worst records in the league to getting LeBron, and then they get back on top. Now, it was post his first injury, but again, like we've seen players go through these lows where you don't have the supporting cast.
Yeah, but D Wade,
that was 2021, 2022 they did that? When they made the play in 2021, 2022?
I want to see that. Because 19 is when he hurt his hand, right? When did he hurt his hand?
Oh, you talking about when they got James Wiseman? Because everybody was hurt that year.
You throwing me off. When did he hurt his hand?
When he hurt his hand is when they got James Wiseman.
Okay, so it's not that season. Was that 19?
That's 19.
So it got to be 2021.
So 2021, they won 53 games that year.
Can't be that season.
The season before was the season before
it was just him. It was just him. Everybody
the season before was a shortened season. Oh no, the season before was that can't be right. Is my math wrong on that?
Yeah, that's got to be a shortened season.
That got to be a shortened season. It didn't even look right.
It don't
look
good.
No,
is that
no,
the COVID?
no.
It's not the COVID. It's the after the COVID year, right?
Was that a shorter year? Yeah, that's only 72 games. So something ain't right there. That must have been a shortened season somehow. After that, they won 44, which is 2 years ago. After that, they won 46. So it got to be that because the play-in only been here.
Was it 1920?
So that was the season you talking about is 2021. So when they were 39 and 33.
Has to be well, why is that season so short? Just 2 COVID seasons?
I think they got the season started later that year.
So it was 65 games one season and 73 to 72 the other?
39 and 33.
39 and 33
was the record. And they still made they still had the 9th seed, so you got to play in.
Like Zach Lavine ain't doing that. And I like Zach, but I think when you have the conversation around Zach Lavine, to me, the part that you have to have somebody to make him be his best version of himself. Right? Zach Lavine can't win games for a team unless Lonzo's there.
Yeah. Now Giddey could fill in that.
Giddey could. That's why I said, with the team that you've constructed currently, do you feel like Zach Lavine's a good piece to still have here?
Yeah, if you let Zach be Zach. Let Zach be the Zach that you saw with the point guard without DeMar.
I am curious to see how he is without DeMar.
Zach being Zach was 35, 40 points a game.
I am curious to see how he is without DeMar. He's a scoring demon. I am curious.
28.
Well, he's saying that he was like during the stretch.
That was his
when
best
Pat
stretch.
Bev told him, yeah. But that's a stretch though. Like mugs have a hot stretch.
I need that Zach Lavine, and I need Kobe White to be who he is, and everybody else to fall in line with it. I need a number one, clear number one, which I think Zach can be. And I need support on that side because you need multiple guys who can.
I'm not stopping the growth for Kobe White.
I think and that's exactly what it is for me. I don't want to see, like, I get like Zach Lavine is fun and he puts up points and we get to watch him and we enjoy that. So did Monte Ellis, and they had to get him the heck up out of there so that team could actually become the team that it needed to be. And everybody was mad about it. Everybody was upset about it. But that, like, to me, Zach Lavine being in front of anybody on this team right now, when you saw the growth that they had when he's off the court, is a slap to the people that were there. Because you saw guys get better. You saw guys play. Heck, the only time Patrick Williams even piqued my interest was when he was on the court and Zach Lavine and DeMar weren't. Now, I still think it's not nothing to dig up Big Mom about. But to me, it's just a when you give guys opportunity, can they go out there and take advantage of it? We saw a bunch of guys do that last season. I don't think you stunt that. I don't think you stop that. I'm willing to say, like I've been saying this the whole time, take a loss.
I don't think he stunts anything. I think keeping DeMar would have stunted something because it changes your pace of play. It changes everything. And the only reason why Kobe even was able to ascend the way he did is because DeMar took a clear step back.
Yeah.
So if I have to take a step back from what I normally do, I'm the problem.
But DeMar also took a step back when him and Zach were on the floor at the same time.
That's not true.
Not really.
He did.
I don't.
There was literally to finish the season, that Pat Bev stretch that he's talking about.
That
DeMar took a step back.
Then you continue that.
I hear you, but
why didn't we continue that?
Pat Bev, well, because Zach wasn't healthy.
But also, hold on.
Zach Lavine wasn't healthy.
Hold on.
But that Pat Bev stretch that
you actually have the clip. What did Pat Bev actually do that makes that possible? Hey, why are we doing everything else? That guy needs the ball.
Yeah, he told him shoot.
When you have a veteran that could come in and be an extension of your head coach, be like, "No, coach, that guy needs the ball. This is our best player to help us do this." Guess what? You saw something change. We never give him credit for that. We always look at what
I think
Lamar
we
did
always give him credit for that.
We don't give him enough credit for that.
Always do.
We don't give him enough credit for it then. Because everyone looks at, well, look at what the team looked like without him there. When it was him, Kobe, stuff like that. It's like, okay, I get that. But it's a totally different dynamic and it was totally different game plan than what they wrote into that season.
But
I'm Zach Lavine and I finished the season the way I did. I'm expecting you to bring that point guard back and let me cook.
But
I earned that.
Well,
You paid me. I earned that.
They made Kobe the starting point the next year.
But
Pat Bev ain't no elite point. He ain't an elite defender, but he ain't no elite point. And Kobe had no problem giving Zach the shots. Zach had the shots the first 10 games of the year. They went 1-9. DeMar wasn't taking more of the shots. They started the season how they finished the season.
Was he hurt coming into that season?
Into this season?
Yeah. Zach,
or last season?
Last season, Zach.
No, he was healthy and ready to go. Now he ended up getting hurt again.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest problem. But to me, I just don't see when you see a guy who, and maybe it is the Billy Donovan effect. Maybe it is the he's upset because of the coaching staff that was already in play or that's in place now, and he doesn't see eye to eye with the coach that's in place and different things like that. Maybe it is that, but like I can't sit here and tell you that I see a Zach Lavine that changes and helps develop the young pieces on this team. I see a Zach Lavine that can go out and still be a good player other places, but stunts what you're trying to build here. Yeah. And that's what he's been. Yeah, I mean,
we see it differently. That's okay.
B minor. I love that. Zach had 50 in a loss.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, he moved away. Zach had 50 in a loss.
That many points
Like,
in impact winning.
Versus the worst team
Yeah.
in the NBA.
So that's called empty stats, empty calories.
Volume. Yeah. Volume stats.
So I don't know, man. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Now it is time.
Oh, snap.
finally
For the Windy City Breeze 2K Draft.